I think the hardest part is really getting started. So if you're someone who has an idea, I mean, the hardest part is trying to, get up and not sit on that idea and start implementing. And often implementation isn't something that can always just be done on your own, which I think is, a good and a bad part. It would be great if you were like a marketer and a hacker and a designer all rolled into one, then you could kind of be your one-man show. But not everyone is like that. So if you're not, then you should find people with the skills that you're looking for and ask them if they're willing to work on that project with you. So I think that can kind of be the hardest part, getting people together and deciding that you want to work on an idea. So for that advice, I would say that, always look for people who are talented and interested in what you're interested in, and make sure that you, brainstorm and bounce ideas off of each other, because a lot of the greatest things come in that way, just having dinner with someone and, here comes the ideas. So, from there, I would just say stay connected to your community and people who are talented. The other aspect for app creation is to look at who's doing what and how they're doing it and how they're doing it well. The good companies out there that are making apps, they have a strategy in mind. They're not just an app, it's a service. So if you can think of ideas that don't just make your app an app, that's something that someone downloads once and then forgets about or deletes it off of their iPhone. Make it something that's lasting and that people open up every day. So when you think of applications as a service, I think you can end up building something that's a lot more long-term. I think the largest challenge is really trying to find that product market fit, as they call it. You may think that your new photo sharing app is the greatest thing, but if there are already so many apps out there that do the exact same thing, what makes your app different? For Instagram, it was the filters, right? For other apps, it's something different. It's maybe the commenting structure or having, certain ways that people share it after they take a photo. You have to offer something that's different and better than your competitors, and that people like. So if you can find all of those things, usually success can come, but product market fit is making sure that those things do happen, and that's the hardest part. Pulse is definitely on the right path. We have 7 million users across 4 different operating systems and thousands of devices. I'm lucky to be a part of it. And with Pulse, I think there are a couple things we're looking to do in the future. One is to make the app more social. You should be able to get on to Pulse and find out what your friends are reading, what sources your friends are looking at, all of those things to make the app a little bit more focused on not just what you're interested in, but what other people are interested in. Because often, that can align in some ways. And in other ways, maybe what are some things that are totally outside of your range that you wouldn't want to read, but you should still be exposed to. We don't want to enhance the filter bubble with adding social features. So along with that, that would also make the app stickier, which is really our long-term focus. We want an app that people are not just going to download and use a few times. We want users who are using our app multiple times a day. And I think we're just getting to the beginning of figuring out what makes that happen at Pulse. And really right now we need to accelerate the distribution so that everyone who wants Pulse can have Pulse, but then also enhance the stickiness features that we know that people want. So we have something called Pulse Connect, which essentially is an easy way for partners to submit feeds. So if you are a blogger, or if you're a news organization and you want your content on Pulse, you can go to pulse.me/pulse-connect, and it's really just a 3-step form of what your publication is called and what the RSS feed is, and we're taking in sources of all different languages, and horse riding magazines, and technology blogs, everything all across the board, because we want our users to have access to everything. So with that, we're hoping to do more international sources very, very soon, and hopefully have a catalog where someone in China can see all of the sources from China, that someone from Mexico can see sources from Mexico as well as Latin America as a whole. So we want it all to be available, and if there are any Mexican publishers out there who are interested in being on Pulse, just go to pulse.me/pulse-connect, and we can go from there.